Favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. Carried. We come now to the last of the items referred to by the Audit and Risk Committee, the Enterprise Risk Quarterly Update, and we have Emma Mosley with us. Again, if I can maybe ask Councillors Newman and Cashmore to move and second this, and Emma, if you'd like to report on this. Of note on it is, of course, the risk factor of America's Cup 36, and the first race is about to start in 2.25 hours. So that will be an indication of whether the people that we've had working on this have got all the pieces in place. But Emma, if you'd like to lead off the discussion, please.
Kia ora tātou. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I'm Emma Mosley. You have received updates via the Audit and Risk Committee on the Enterprise Risk Management quarterly, and this is our standard quarterly update. The update this quarter covers 3 substantive areas. One is the AC36 program, reporting on that, and the Audit and Risk Committee received a verbal update. Given the important day today, staff have put through a request that they not attend today, but we have tabled and circulated to you the most recent updates in writing that have been provided both to elected members and local boards. So you have that information to hand, and if you do have any questions with regards to the AC36 program and how it's going, although I hear it's all good, I'm very happy to take that back and bring you answers to your questions. The second substantive part of the report relates to the LTP risks. The LTP program is, of course, a critical piece of work underway, taking a lot of your time and the entire organisation's mahi to successfully negotiate the process and do the important work there. The management of risk through that program is very important, so that we safely bring that to its conclusion, and the risk experts in my team are closely working with the finance and other teams on that. There have been questions in the past from elected members around how we are incorporating risk into that work, and there is significant efforts being made, including around capital prioritisation, but other areas as well, and the risk team is involved in those efforts as well. The overall profile is well established now around the risks, and the work is being closely monitored and worked on as we go through the process. The third part of the report is an update on our top risk reset. When I appeared last quarter, we signalled that we were about to commence a full review and reset of our top risks with elected members and with our executive leadership team. The main objective of this is to ensure that we are strategically aligned and we are focused on the critical outcomes that we need to deliver on behalf of the Council and our communities. In the report, we outline the outcome of that process, and that is 11 top risks. I was hoping for a nice round number 10, but we have identified 11 key areas, key risk areas that we need to focus on in order to achieve our strategic outcomes. The top risk list, if you like, provides an evolution of our previous top risks. So you will see that there are a number of top risks that are not in the same wording, but they're all still there. But the framing of them has been carefully crafted so as to focus on our strategic outcomes. And I'll just go through to there. So this slide provides a short form list of those 11 top risks, showing the alignment back to our strategic outcomes in the 4 areas, and importantly our cornerstone, our chartered behaviours, which are critical to successful delivery as well. Our work is not done. That is a constant process in terms of identifying and assessing and making sure we're taking the appropriate actions and steps to manage our risks. We have started the work to work with each of the ELT sponsors who are taking responsibility and accountability for each risk area, to do the full evaluation with the right subject experts, and that work will be reported back to this to Audit and Risk Committee, and then through back to this committee in February and early March, when we will have a more complete picture. I'm happy to take any questions on the report.
Thank you very much, Emma. And if I run questions and comments together, I just want to make a comment about America's Cup 36. This is something that's preoccupied us for about 3 years, and frankly, the risk level was really, really high, beginning with whether we would get the work done on time. I represented council down at a function for the Wynyard Edge Alliance earlier this week, and I said in my speech that here's some information that will make no headlines. What was that information? That they completed the infrastructure on time, under budget, and wait for it, with 0 injury time lost. Now, if we'd failed on either of the first two, it would have been a headline. They had 2 days, the Alliance, to put in their expression of interest. 2 days. They had an incredibly complex job to do. The water quality at the end of Daldy Street, the Wynyard Wharf renewal, the removal of the hazardous substance tanks and the capping of the soil there, the bringing to life of that waterfront area and new public spaces and new spaces for marine sports is a real success story for council and MB working together through the Wynyard Edge Alliance, and I'd like to just note our appreciation of the efforts of that team. Secondly, we have measures in place, less funding available because of the COVID-19 and the emergency budget, but a report back to us here that in any of the changes that have been made for management of events, they have succeeded in putting those in place without risk to health or safety, and that's really important. So this will be an event that I think will bring the city to life over the summer period, and it's not been without its challenges right up to the last moment, but just want to acknowledge all of those that worked on it and brought it to this point where now we see the fruition of those efforts in the first race starting in just a couple of hours' time. So, any other questions and comments about this report? If not, Councillor Fletcher.
As was recorded with Ian, who is a remarkable officer and well worthy of commendation, I'd like to draw attention to the fact that Emma is one of those very quiet, dignified professionals who serves this council extremely well, and I'd like to acknowledge her and wish her well for Christmas.
Thank you very much for that, Councillor, and thank you very much, Emma, for the work that you've put in over the year. You're right on top of the game, so we appreciate that very much. So I'll move that those recommendations. All those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, no. I declare that carried. We come to item number 15.